How goes it, guys? They were back, and we're going to talk about the Ubisoft situation. Now, I've read a bunch of articles on it and also did some research on Reddit and other things, 4chan and stuff like that, see what people were saying, and most of the facts pointed to a drop in stock between 45 and I think 55%, so I'm going to round it off to the middle, 50%, because most of them also said 50%. The Ubisoft stock dropped in value of 50%, like a 50% drop in value in a year, which is just insane to me. Now, I wasn't always an avid Ubisoft hater. I didn't even know the games that I used to play and like were Ubisoft games. I got my PlayStation 3 when I was a pretty young lad. You know, I'm only 20 now, so I was probably still in primary school, maybe like grade 3 or 4-ish. And that's when I got my first proper console, and I started playing games on it. I played the original Assassin's Creed and all of the ones that came out to that. I had this weird little stepbrother figure in my life that had like a whole locker, well, not let's call it a closet, full of PlayStation 3 games. He had almost everything. I'm pretty sure he was maybe a collector, and he also liked playing games a lot. But yeah, he would lend me games and I would play it, and I played through most of the Assassin's Creed, series. I'm gonna call it the Assassin's Creed series. Enjoyed every fucking bit of it, all of the games I played back then. I played Ghost Recon Future Soldier, which was my favorite game. It's still one of my favorite games to this day. It's just the memories I had of that game, how it felt, how advanced it felt for its time. I really enjoyed that game. It was also like quite linear. It was not open world, but I enjoyed it. You know, in linear games do have their perks, and like the almost the like likable aspect of it. I played GTA. It's not a Ubisoft game. I don't even remember what other Ubisoft games I played, but I enjoyed them. You know, they were fun. This was before they started doing what they're doing now. I feel like Ubisoft have transitioned from trying to make good games to making games who cater towards wokeism. Now, wokeism, I've got the exact, definition of it right here in front of me. It's a noun basically. So yeah, it's informal, often derogatory. Sorry, I don't know why I said derogatory, but derogatory. The behavior and attitudes of people who are sensitive to social and political injustices. So it's basically people who get their feelings hurt easily by things people say online that they don't agree with, or they feel offended by because they are said. You know, we all know that the age has changed. The age has changed. Like, people back in the day, they didn't care what people said online. They lived their life. The online like aspect of it wasn't that big yet. People didn't base their lives around it. But in today's age, you can literally work from home if you have an internet persona. You can make more money than most people in normal work, and you can live a good life if you cater towards the internet. Just focus on it and get lucky, because people say it is hard work. Yes, it's hard work, but it's also a huge factor of luck if you think about it. But that's a discussion for another day. So yeah, they started catering more towards the wokeism than trying to actually make good games. Prime examples of this is, of course, the new Assassin's Creed Shadows that they want to release. Yeah, I don't care that there's a black guy in it, but I mean, it's an age where most people, like, when I say most, I mean they had a few prisoners of people who washed up and stuff on the shores, Portuguese, stuff like that, who were trading with them and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's in the Edo period, and I think that has happened. If you watch the series Shogun, it's a really good series, by the way. Go check it out. It's one of the best series they've released. Like, in the last few years, in my opinion. It was so good. Just go check it out. But yeah, basically they had a few people, merchants and stuff, and of course there was this one guy that was black, and he was noted as he was a samurai. Upon further research, you can find more articles pointing towards he was a samurai's assistant. He wasn't actually a samurai, but fair dues. But in my opinion, and I don't care if it sounds wrong, it's literally just my opinion, I feel like it would have been better if you just focused on making Japanese people in a Japanese setting in Japan. It would have made it better. People like the accuracy of games more than, just new fucking mechanics and shit you put in. They want to like be able to immerse themselves in the game, and if something ruins that immersion, they're gonna have a problem with it. Japan's also like signing up petitions, because the way they I don't know, the way they show how samurai live and stuff and how they act. They depicted that samurais were higher class citizens than they were. In actuality, samurais were warriors for a nobleman who was also a samurai. Samurai was like just basically their default warrior class. Well, actually, better trained warrior class if you want to look it into a game sense. So yeah, there were some, like a few samurai that were nobles, but the majority of samurai were warriors for those nobles. It's just how it goes. But yeah, they depicted it apparently completely wrong in the game, and people started signing petitions to change it and stuff like that. You know, Japanese people were just upset by it. But if you look at other games as well, let's look at X-Defiant. It's dying now. It doesn't have a big enough gaming community to keep the game running. I've read a few things on it saying that it's probably going to shut down because it doesn't have, you know, a big enough community to keep the servers running, to keep the game running, basically. So I just feel like they've completely missed the point. Now, X-Defiant was a game they didn't like try and cater to wokeism. It was more Call of Duty like type of rival, but I feel like they've lost their sense of how to make, because they're on the wokeism throughout the years in other games. In my opinion, honestly, I think we're going to see new studios like the people that created Black Wukong come out and release absolute bangers of games, because they don't care about this wokeism yet. They don't care about what people think of the game. They care about the experience people get from playing the game. And that's it just shows it works. If you look at the numbers Wukong's putting up, it shows you that people don't actually care about the wokeism and fucking inclusion shit. It's just some people who want to cater to the wokeism, like IGN, who write weird little fucking reports and point out these things to try and win favor by the small community that is, you know, those people. I don't know how to say it. I can't say LGBTQ because it's more than just LGBTQ. You know, it's a more vast community that was probably influenced by this because they didn't include anything. I mean, it's a fucking monkey game and people are running around like tigers and warthogs and frogs and shit. It's like basically just an animal mythology game, and people are just, they still find problems with it. So yeah, I really think we're going to see in the future more unknown gaming studios or mobile gaming studios bringing up absolute bangers, and I think it's also going to be more foreign countries. It's not going to be any westernized countries. It's going to be countries that don't give a shit about your feelings, you know, countries that still have this culture around them, that they don't care what people say online. They focus on doing a good job. Like the Japanese people, Chinese people, mostly Asian countries, you know, countries that maybe also aren't first world countries, because South Africa is, I think it's a third-rate country at this stage, in Afrikaans Rommelstatus, which basically means garbage status country. So yeah, like, we have some woke people here, but they are in the minority. You don't meet one very often. Probably in my entire life, I've met gay people and lesbian people maybe 3 times. There was one guy in my school that was a gay guy, and, you know, he acted normal. He didn't try and seek attention and stuff. And I feel like, you know, before the whole wokeism thing started, it was more, people can be whatever they want, but they don't force it upon other people. They don't try and make a scene each time something is pronounced wrong and said wrong. You know, they just live their lives how they want it and didn't care what other people think. But I feel like with the wokeism coming in, people are making more of a fuss about things. They are trying to make a scene basically to get that attention that they didn't get when they were little, or what that they want right now. So yeah, I feel like it's pretty soon all of these things are going to change. I'm pretty sure Activision is next, because I mean the Call of Duties they are releasing is so fucking boring and plain. It's just the same game, basically just better graphics the entire time, and also just tweak the movement mechanics and the fire rate of the guns and maybe a bit of recoil here and there. It's not something new. I don't know who makes I know it's not Activision, it's another studio that makes the Black Ops games. But if you look at the Black Ops 6 right now, people are physically not enjoying the game because people are just literally sliding and jumping and then dolphin diving and then just killing you through fucking doors and shit like that. Which it doesn't seem fun. It like, yeah, okay, you can learn the mechanic, but what's the point of running around and doing this the entire time, you know, like a little fucking snail or worm, just to get a kill in the game? I feel like that ruins the experience for other people as well as yourself, because you're not going to enjoy it. It's not actual like skill, in my opinion. It's just something cool you can do. It's probably contradicting itself, the statement I just said there, but I do say a lot of contradicting stuff. Because, as you might not know, English is not my first language, it's my secondary language. I use my first language, my home language, more than I use my secondary language, because most people in my community around me can speak Afrikaans, so I communicate more like that. My friends are Afrikaans, we communicate in Afrikaans, and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like, honestly, I feel like these big companies that have had their shit going for a few years now are probably going to start dying out unless they can actually start releasing bangers again without giving a shit about what people's opinion on the game is without playing it. Because most of these people, that's what they do. They see the things. I know I'm doing it with the shadows as well, but I mean, I can see the story, and I can't see myself getting into the roleplay. It's technically an RPG. Most games that you play, even if it's fucking Spectral Divide, fucking weird little game, CS or anything, when you play it, you immerse yourself in it. You know, you focus. It's almost like when you die, it's like, oh yeah, it's in the game. I can like watch on my phone, maybe reels or something, or watch how other people play when I died. But in that moment, it's like you want to do your best in the game, so you almost immerse yourself in it. And yeah, I just don't see the games that they're releasing now. I can immerse myself in it. It's like I would rather lay on my bed and watch a movie or watch anime than play these fucking shitty games. Again, with Black Wukong, I can immerse myself in it. My immersion in Black Wukong is pure fucking rage. I haven't played a game in so long that makes me so angry, but I like it because it's a different feeling and emotion than what I can get from playing other games. It's a mix of pure rage and enjoyment, where like the Call of Duties and stuff these days is just a mix of pure rage. Even when I get kills in the game, it doesn't feel like I did something, or I had fun. Even when I get good KDs or finish first with points on both teams or something like that, it doesn't feel like it's worth it to me. It feels like, okay, yeah, I'm angry, I didn't enjoy the game, but I still did good. And that's what most games feel like these days. Another prime example is the game that Shroud released, Spectre Divide. I played with my friends a bit. It doesn't have South African servers, so we play on 200 ping. People just keep shooting us through boxes and shit. And yeah, I can see it being a fun game, but I mean, it's just, there's so many dumb fucking things in the game that's just annoying. And the majority of them are probably ping related, of course, because it takes 5 seconds for my bullet to register. So if I kill a guy on my screen, he has 5 seconds to kill me, technically, with like damage wise. And if he kills me in those 5 seconds, my bullets don't count as hit, they disappear, because, you know, if the character's not there, the bullets like technically disappear, the damage. And he's still alive because he's got a few health left. Meanwhile, I'm dead, but I killed him first, technically. You know, it's such games. Also, I feel like people are just out to make money with games these days. Black Wukong, no battle pass, no fucking extra things you have to buy to play a game. You buy the game, you play it. Boom. I think Warhammer is the same. You buy the game, you play it. Boom. You can buy DLCs if they come out probably later and stuff like that. But like Spectre Divide, the prices they asked in that game for a bundle skin, you know, for a skin full of a bundle full of skins, and I think it's like 3 skins and maybe a knife. You had to pay 2,000 fucking rand just to get enough in-game credits to buy that bundle, which is insane. I told my friends, I've got a feeling that the reason why Shroud created this game is not for other people to have fun. It's because he's starting to technically fall off. He's not making enough money like he did back in the day. He still wants to get that final push of money before he's irrelevant or something like that. And I feel like he released this game, made the things those prices to see if some dumb people actually buy it, and then he can take that money that he makes from it, and of course the profit that he makes is probably going to be a little bit smaller, a little less than the profit the company makes in a whole. But the more profit the company makes in a whole, the bigger his cut will be. So yeah, it's just, I feel like the games, they're starting to ruin games. You know, no one gives a shit anymore technically about making a game people enjoy. Like I said, they're just trying to cater to these people that just fucking complain online and want all of these different things in games. I feel like, in all honesty, they should like stop catering towards people, stop caring what people think, and make a game that's good. Because in in the matter of the fact is that literally the people that are going to buy the game are not people that are sensitive. We are still in a generation where most people who play the games, like the ones they release right now, are the older generation of people, like from maybe my age to 30, 40. You know, people who grew up in an age where they didn't care about what fucking people said online. They don't care about this wokeism shit. They don't care about people complaining about inclusivity. They just fucking want a game that they can play with their friends or alone and actually physically enjoy it. And yeah, I feel like they should just switch like that. If these companies can make this switch and actually start producing games, in all honesty, I will play Assassin's Creed Shadows if what they do is just make everyone in that game Japanese. Make everyone in that game Japanese, more people will buy that. Also fix like the way you depict the samurai in the game, of course. But more people will buy it. People will not give a shit that you took out. Well, there's going to be some people that you're going to get backlash of course. But majority of people, if you look at the reviews online, they will buy the game and you will make your money, your profit. So just start doing stuff like that. You know, just start not giving a shit about what people say, and you know, you will have bangers of games again. Start getting into that mindset of making good games, and you will also feel more creative, more free to do and like try and please your audience with the game's contents instead of like the shit you had to include into the game. You know, so yeah, that's my view on this. I know it like spurred a bit from the Ubisoft to a majority of the gaming, but this is just how I felt when I read these things. And I don't know. If you guys agree with it, you agree. If you don't agree with it, that's also fine. We all are allowed to have our opinions. That's why it's called an opinion, because it's your own personal thought on the subject. It's not a fact or anything. So yeah, let's go out there and spread your opinion on this if you want on the comments. I will respond. I like reading comments and seeing other people's views. Although sometimes I'm not gonna admit, I'm not one of those guys that's gonna make like I think everyone's opinion is correct. I'm a human, man. I think my opinion is correct. You think your opinion is correct. When I read your opinion, it's fun to read it and see it through your point of view, but I'm still gonna probably stick with my opinion. Any case, that's all I'm gonna say. If you guys end up enjoying this video, know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, notify yourself, and upload my brilliant content by clicking the notification bell. Hopefully you guys enjoy, because that is the most important part. Spreading it to one virus, of course. And hopefully I'll just see you guys in the next one. Cheers!